Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about Bitcoin and altcoins and how the alt season is about to happen soon. Right now, I have the chart of Bitcoin here, and the drawing you see right now is the prediction that I made on May when I stated that price of Bitcoin would drop down to around 97k and reverse back out to all-time highs. Okay, and the very post that I made was in here. This was in May when I stated that this would happen, the reversal. And during this time, we will start to see alt season happen. Let's just look at the chart of Bitcoin dominance right now. And we're starting to see a lot of weakness in the ratio of altcoins to Bitcoin. And I've talked about this structure before in my YouTube channel. Yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe right now. And I also make a lot of videos on Twitter also. You can just check my Twitter account where all my predictions are being posted. It's called Trade Analytics. Check this out. Okay, so back to the video. We're starting to see a lot of weakness in the Bitcoin dominance. And notice right here that the pitchfork that I drew with the ABC pivot right here, this is a B and this is a C. And notice that there is a failure to touch this middle line. It's called the median line, right? And as a result of that, there's a very high chance that price goes in the reverse direction. This is what I've talked about in the previous video on YouTube, where I stated that this will be the catalyst, the beginning of alt season. And I predicted that the level where the ratio will stop at will be somewhere around 40% to 50%. Okay, I'm thinking right now it could stop around at 45%, let's just say that. Right, and during this time, you start to see a lot of outperformance in altcoins, like for example Solana, which is the first coin we'll talk about. And right here, you can see the pitchfork that I drew, and the pitchfork was drawn from the ABC pivot from the January of this year to April of this year. And the very pitchfork tool that I used in TradingView is called a regular pitchfork. And you can find it on the side panel somewhere here. Yeah, so this will be the pitchfork tool, and you just draw it from the ABC pivot A, B, and C, and you get this structure over here, right? And notice that in this structure, when price came up from the pivot C, let me mark it as C. This is pivot C, and when price came up, it's starting to move towards the median line. This is the median line over here, the red color line. And it's starting to move towards this line in what I call a corner trade. This setup over here, you see, for Solana, is called a corner trade. Let me just spell it out. Corner trade. And it's something that I teach in my premium channel. If you're interested, you want to learn how to trade with pitchforks, you can look at my website and you can learn how to trade like this, right? Anyways, I'll just briefly explain what a corner trade is. In a corner trade, within a normal pitchfork, you see over here, and the lower parallel, which is highlighted in orange, where it forms the base of the corner trade. And as price moves towards the median line from the pivot C, it will start to chop sideways and sort of climb the lower parallel, the orange line, as it moves upwards, right? You start to see things like, up and down, and maybe another up and then down again, and this kind of thing. And when you finally test the lower parallel from the top, then you can actually create a very strong push upwards towards the median line. And this is the entire setup by itself. The moment price touches the median line, which is this red color line here, right, the entire setup ends. But this does not mean that Solana goes into a bear market after it touches the median line, which is somewhere around $300. Right now, if you were to draw a very brief target, it puts the target of Solana are somewhere around $300, right? In this corner trade setup, the setup ends around $300, right? But this does not mean that Solana enters an entire bear market. It just simply states that the bullish setup has ended right there, right? And you can take profits if you wish. But anyways, the corner trade setup is pretty accurate, okay, especially for altcoins. And what we want to see is a very nice test of the upper parallel, low parallel, I mean, from the top, right? I'm starting to see some kind of like a very minor, small test over here If you notice, it's a very nice high volume test. Not the kind of test that I would like to see. Maybe this will be a better test. Like it goes down, test from the top, then it goes up again. And this is a much better test, right? Yeah, but overall, I do believe that Solana is following this corner trade behavior and moving towards the median line, which is the red color line, right? Overall, I'm still bullish on Solana. And the box that I drawn over here, it sort of states where I would buy Solana. When price entered this box, I started buying Solana significantly. And I think I've posted on this in Twitter before. But if you want to check out my Twitter account, yeah, I think this is the one. I've bought Solana in March this year, and somewhere around the price of 1.4, below 148. But I also placed another target to buy, and that was the box over here, right? When price entered this box, somewhere around 133, 132, 131, started buying into Solana, right? And if the price were to go back down again into the box, I will also continue buying, right? Because I believe that this corner trade will play out eventually once the out season happens, right? And we're starting to see a very strong sign that is about to happen. The first sign that we had was actually last year, December. This movement over here was last year, December. And it went down below the 200-day moving average, which is this pink color line. When it went below it, that was the first sign that the ratio is about to go down and hit the 40%, which is the end target for this out season, right? We are seeing the same thing again right now. The ratio of Bitcoin dominance has started to go below the 200-day moving average again. And a very good sign that the out season is really going to happen, like, you know, when you start to see altcoins go up 2 times or 3 times in value, is when the test below the 200-day moving average happens. So let me just draw and extend this pink color line, right? This will be the 200-day moving average, and we're starting to see that if the price were to go down and retest the bottom of this 200-day moving average and drops downwards, and this is the real out season, right? The kind of out season that we are used to in 2021, when many altcoins went up, you know, 10x. That kind of big out season that we want to see. And this is possible when the test below the 200-day moving average of the Bitcoin dominance happens, right? And I think we might actually get it this time. So the last time when it happened, it was in last year, December. There was sort of like a fake out season. But this time I think we might actually get it, right? I'm just waiting for this to happen, and the big returns from Solana or AVAX will start to happen. Also, another coin that I have been requested to do is called Optimism. And I actually don't have a chart right now of Optimism. I would actually chart it from scratch right now. And I'll show you exactly how I trade with pitchforks if you're interested, right? Let me just use a regular pitchfork. The pitchfork tool is here, normal pitchfork. And let me just draw from this pivot. Right now, we have a very good sign right now. Notice that in the normal pitchfork, the median line, which I will be highlighting in red, looks like it has experienced a failure. And what is a failure? A failure is the price simply did not touch the median line, which is a red color line here. The failure was right here. And the next step of identifying a failure is the confirmation. And the confirmation is when the upper parallel of this failure has experienced a test from the top, and it's right here. Very briefly, this is what a failure is. And we're starting to see price confirm the failure. And the target of the failure is usually a pivot C. Let me just chart this out. B, A, right? Now, there are other things that you can look out for to be more sure and more confident that the price will start to pump after it escapes the upper parallel. But right now, let's just keep things very simple and just look at the target of this failure, which is the pivot C. Over here will be the price of $2.07, right? $2.07. And this will be the target of Optimism for now, like this. And this is the entire setup of the median failure, right? a very simple usage of the failure setup. Now, another thing we can look out for is notice the 200-day moving average highlighted in the pink line. And notice that price has started to approach it again. Okay, this time we actually want to see a very nice test from the top. The last time when it went up above the 200-day moving average, it sort of went down and went up below it once and twice, and the third time it went down, it broke through the 200-day moving average. This time we actually want to see a nice test from the top. Okay, we want to see something like this where notice that the price just wicked downwards once, twice, 3 times, then the 4th times it completely broke through, right? We don't want to see that happen again. We actually want to see a very nice and very neat test of the top. Then we can actually confirm this $2.70 target. But I would say that generally it is good enough to confirm this setup when the price escapes the upper parallel, which is this orange line here. Price has already escaped it, right? Notice this escape outwards. And this itself is a very good sign already that we might actually get the $2.70. And right now, I think this would be almost a 3x return, right? A lot of patience is required here. Yeah, this would be actually almost a 3x, 2.5x return from current prices. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good trade. And I think I'm quite optimistic about optimism, right? Pardon the pun. But anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot. Okay, and please like and subscribe my YouTube channel and also my Twitter account. You can just check this out. I'm going to post more predictions in the future. Okay, I think I also going to update on Doge soon. Yeah, I'm going to post a new prediction on Doge on my Twitter account soon. Just follow my Twitter account and yeah, I'll see you next time and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching.